Hello everyone, it's Diana again from Irvine Nature Center and I'm the manager of public programs. And today's craft we're going to be doing is called edible bugs or edible insects. So I have a few things here with me. One of the first things I have is just a recycled plate. We threw a gender reveal party, so I had some extra plates, so I'm using that. For also today I'll be using celery. I had some left over in my fridge. Baby carrots, one of my favorite actual snacks to have. I have some grapes in here as well as some craisins. I'm not a fan of raisins, but if you are, go for it. Do your own shindig. I also have some Jif peanut butter. Mainly I'm using that because we have a lot of it left over because we actually went through all our almond butter first. But again, choose whatever you want and kind of try out different things as you go. And lastly, the main thing to know that I have with me is toothpicks. These are going to be a necessary item as you're trying to create your insect or your bug. So to think about when you get started, this craft is basically to kind of help you use food in a fun way and also to learn something different. So the way I'm going to be using my food today is the first things I'm going to create is a lovable classic called ants on a log. So my log is my celery. So I actually pre-cut it into kind of a good amount of slice. You can actually take a pretty good celery stalk and cut it into thirds and you'll have a pretty good size. Also, before I started any of this, I washed my hands, always a great thing to do, and I washed all of my vegetables and also the knife I'll be using. Also make sure before you use any tools that you get parental permission as well and making sure that you're safe while you're doing it. So I'm going to get out my peanut butter jar. I'm going to take a good scoop of peanut butter to start, and I'm just going to go through my log and add the peanut butter. Now for me, I love peanut butter, but I know I have to be careful using it. Make sure I don't use a ton all the time. So for me, just this one scoop was plenty. And also remember that you can be as messy as you want. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to look perfect. My preferable peanut butter is extra crunchy, but I know some people out there are creamy. So now I have my log ready to go. And the main reason why I use peanut butter is because my ants, which will be craisins today, they might not stick and they might just roll around in the celery if I didn't actually put them on. Now, some of you guys might be asking, well, why are we doing ants on a log? Do ants even live in logs? Are they on a log? Well, when we're actually at Irvine, you can roll over a log and you'll see lots of ant colonies on there. And the reason why for this one's called ants on a log and I put them in a nice straight line is because the ants usually follow a path led by a leader ant as they go through. And that the reason why they follow in that line is because it's actually a scent that they're following. So that's why instead of having crazy ants going all around my log, I put them in a line because that's where you'll usually see them anyway. So I have my ants in a log. I'm going to hold that because that's going to be a snack I'm going to eat in a minute. And then my other guy I'm going to work with is my carrot. So depending on your bug or insect that you want to create, you have to really think about maybe what does it have? Does it have the three parts of an insect, of a head, a thorax, and an abdomen? Does it have no legs? Does it have lots of legs? If you watched our Facebook Live videos that we've been doing, some of our actual insects have 400 legs. Some of them have no legs. So mine is actually going to have no legs today. And instead, I'm just going to put a toothpick in on one side and then another toothpick in. And they're actually going to look like large antennae. Those antennae, remember, they use them for a variety of things, but one of the biggest things they use for them is sensing. So trying to find movement and other sensing activities they can do. And then I'm also going to take out some grapes here. And I'm going to actually break my toothpick in half. I'm going to stick it in. And it's going to look like actually mine has eye stalks on it. So I'm going to put the grapes right on top of it. So now I have grapes on top of mine. And then I'm actually going to stick a little bit of peanut butter on top of it. You might think it's interesting. Try a new flavor, see how peanut butter and carrots do well. I'm going to put that on the end just as a bit of camouflage. And there you have it. My brand new no-legged antennae wearing eyeball edible insect. So I've ants on a log in this guy. And then my last one I'm going to try and make it a true insect. And I'm going to put in actually 6 legs inside of it. So I'm going to stick it right inside my celery. So I have 1, 2, break my next toothpick in half. So that way I'm not using as many toothpicks as I can. trying to make sure I conserve my amount I have, because I've maybe used toothpicks for another activity or have them at home. I'm going to break my last one in half. Let's stick it right in there. So another big key to remember is that your insects do have 6 legs. All right, so now I have my 6-legged one. He can even stand up on his own. Look at that. Now I think I'm gonna stick my grapes in there. I love making grape eyeballs, mainly because grapes I think are delicious. They're one of my favorite sweet treats to have. So I have that. I'm making an eyeball. And I'm gonna have another eyeball. Look at that. So now I have my 6-legged eyeball wearing insect. So you can see I made a variety of different ones. You can make ones where maybe the insect is on top of an environment or its own habitat, its home where it lives. Or you can make one that maybe has no legs, like our lovely antenna eye stalk guy here. Or one that is a true insect and has 6 legs to it. It's whatever you want to make it, and making it fun to learn something new. It also helps you be creative. Maybe you should look up what different bugs and different insects look like and look at their characteristics or the traits that they have. What makes them actually a insect versus a bug versus maybe an arthropod or something like that. And then combining them all together and create a new animal. It's an easy way to test it out, as well as being quite tasty. So when you have a chance, look it up. Again, this is all about edible bugs, and hopefully you'll be able to join us at Irvine soon. Bye.